to do.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a choice.
What do you mean you don't have a choice?
Ah! Huh?
Settle it in a story jam. Basically, what a story jam is two competitors will compete to see who can tell the best stories. Here's how it will work. Each competitor will take turns picking a theme, for which their opponent must then try and come up with, on the spot, an improvised story. And the person who tells the best story at the end wins.
Alright, we will.
Alright then. So, what's now?
I guess you'll go first. I'll give a topic.
Alright.
Alright, so my topic is a crew is trapped on a spaceship.
Crew is trapped on a spaceship. Okay. So, in the year 2999, there's a spacecraft taking the United Nations sent out a group of human beings on a trip into space. During their journey to the cosmos, something horribly goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they're trapped, they only have, with all the ship's electronics and other stuff going down, and then eventually one of them something ain't right. Something's killing one of them all. They don't know and it's a big mystery. Nobody knows who is which. Nobody knows what it is. Almost think of it like The Thing, Alien, and Clue. And eventually, in the end, only one will survive and make that final distress call to Earth. What will happen after that? We can only find out. Alright, so I guess that means I have to come up with one.
Yeah.
A alternate history story.
An alternate history. Let's see. Okay. I've got one. So the story actually starts out in modern times. Or looks like it does, at least.
Right.
It's like a modern city, a modern street, a modern everything.
Mm-hmm.
But when the main character, we'll call Joey, walks outside his house, he hops onto his horse and drives over to the medieval kingdom.
The medieval kingdom.
In this world, for whatever reason, in the early 1100s, time stopped moving forward and instead started displaying besides each other, which meant that the medieval knights got to learn from modern times, the future, and everything else. And it kind of changed the course of history. And in fact, so basically time periods are now countries. And the whole thing is, for example, if you go to the country that is the medieval times and kill your ancestor, you die. In the mystery, what's happening is a lot of Joey's close friends are starting to die. And he has no idea why. Like they're dying as if they never exist, like they're being erased from history. So he's going to go to different time periods trying to investigate why, when he finds out that there's a serial killer specifically trying to get rid of him. Before he was ever born.
Very interesting, very interesting.
I think a pretty good one.
Very good one.
Alright, so for my topic, I'm going to say, why not a modern Western?
A modern Western. That can go many ways.
Yeah, it can.
I'm gonna try my best.
Okay.
So, in a modern day world, a new guy walks into the city. This new guy is known. Not many people know about him. When a mafioso comes up to him, friends him, it's full-on war between just one and mafiosos, one by one, eventually leading to a final confrontation. That's what I got.
Nice. Alright. Let's see what you come up with.
Okay. A camera that could see the dead.
Alright, this is a tough one. Okay, I got it. So, our main character, let's call him Steve. I'm pretty bad with names, so forgive me. He goes to a shop of antiquities. You see, his sister's birthday is coming up. She loves photography, but the problem is Steve's pretty broke. So Steve goes to the store. He finds a shop that is free. The storekeeper is just giving it away. So of course he takes it, right? It's a camera, it's nice. It's actually a nice little newer model camera. Actually, Steve doesn't even know how it got in there. Either way, Steve takes a picture to test it out to make sure it works. And when he does, he sees not just the mall, but a whole mess of other things. Like he sees a bunch of mall goers that don't exist, and all of them in pain. He sees some of them getting impaled, some of them getting shot, some of them with bullets, wounds clearly freshly taken. He removes his hand from the camera, and suddenly they're gone. He thinks he was just imagining things, so he gives the camera to his sister. But once his sister takes a picture of Steve realizes the picture comes out, and Steve's head is being cut off. And Steve has no idea why, and it confuses Steve. Note that anyone else who gets their pictures taken, don't show them being dead, it just shows them normal with a bunch of dead people around them. But for whatever reason, Steve's head was being taken off. So, to test it out, the sister takes a picture of Steve in a different spot. And there was nothing in the frame. And then they realized something. The entire time the picture was being taken, Steve was already dead.
It's like a Sixth Sense.
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah.
Alright, my turn for the last story.
Alright, the last story. I gotta think of something real good. Something good.
Sorry. I have to prompt.
Gotta think of something great.
Okay, the prompt for this one is an underdog boxing match story.
Underdog boxing match story. Right? We begin our story in the 1920s.
Alright.
Chicago, Illinois.
Nice.
A low-life factory worker lives in the slums. During Prohibition, gangsters running amok.
Yeah.
He lost his family to a drive-by shooting. Ever since then, he has built up rage.
Okay.
And now he immediately goes out. Now he decides he hears from one of his friends about boxing. He tries it out, and as it goes on, he starts becoming a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
But as the days go on, he starts using his boxing skills to take on crooks. That's when one of the higher-ups, one of the highest gangsters under Al Capone, decides to challenge him to a boxing match.
Oh, wow.
And he is known for his brutal takes.
Wow, this is an interesting take.
It leads up to the match.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I got.
That's actually a pretty good, interesting take, I'll admit.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be tough to beat.
Right. So, now what?
Well, you gotta give me the last prompt. I haven't got my last one yet.
That's right. Last prompt. No, I already said that. A team that hunts down mythical creatures.
Okay, sweet. Alright, so we start at the dawn of time. Well, not the dawn of time, but pretty close. Basically, a bunch of creatures are terrorizing the human race. And a mage comes up with the decision to seal them away. So he puts them under a very powerful seal. And they're forgotten and relegated to myth. However, the mage was aware that eventually the seal will break. So, the mage put in a piece of paper and wished it away to the future when the seal would break, a contract that would bind several worthy people and force them to fight these creatures. We open up in a prison where the leader of the team is currently being held.
Right.
He's kind of a sociopath, but he's a kind of a smart one, you know? And while he's serving his sentence, he gets the letter. And the letter actually teleports him out of prison and binds him to the contract of hunting these mythical creatures. He's told by the spirit of the letter that if he doesn't form the team and doesn't hunt them, he'll get sent back. So obviously he's incentivized to keep doing the work because he wants his freedom. So he does his research and finds 3 other worthy people. All of them kind of have an edge to them. We have kind of a con artist. We have a boxer, actually. And we have a hacker. All of them kind of not really big on law. And basically this is kind of an episodic series where they go after the monster of the week. But as things go on, they realize that the wizard had more planned than just them hunting the mythical creatures. The wizard had intended to revive himself using the hunted gatherings. And so now they have to stop the wizard's revival as well as continue to stop the mythical creatures. That's my story. Alright, so that's the last story. So now what?
Now it falls to you at home to choose the winner. You see, in the description there's a link to a straw poll, in which you can vote for which story you thought was the best. And while you're at it, if you liked this video, why not give the video a like? If you would like to see more like it, why not subscribe? Have any story ideas yourself that you might want to see implemented in a future installment? We may do so if you leave them in the comments.
Alright, you heard them. The link's in the description. Click on it and vote.
Click on it and vote.
The winner will be the person with the best story out there.
You heard him. Click on it.
Have a good night.